Ever feel like the world of investing is some exclusive club and you're left out in the cold just looking in? Like all that talk about bulls, bears, diversification, and asset allocation is just a fancy way to keep you confused? Well, what if I told you that right now tons of people are missing out on potential wealth not because they're making bad moves but because they're so overwhelmed they make no moves at all? Seriously, the price of just letting your money sit there doing nothing is way higher than you probably think. But here's the good news. The keys to this so-called kingdom aren't locked away. They're actually waiting for you in the pages of some amazing books. Did you know a whole lot of folks can't even cover an unexpected $1,000 bill without sinking into debt? That's a stressful spot to be in, right? Now picture this. What if you could flip that completely? Imagine actually getting how money works, how to make it grow, and how to build a truly secure financial future. This isn't about those sketchy get-rich-quick schemes. We're talking about real sustainable wealth building. Today we're starting a journey from feeling lost about money to feeling confident about investing. We're going to unlock the incredible power of knowledge and show you the ultimate book guide to take you from an investing zero to an investing hero, no matter where you're starting from. So get ready, because your financial glow-up starts right now. Alright, let's dive in at the very beginning, what I call the zero stage. This is for anyone who feels like investing might as well be in another language. The big goal here? To build that first essential layer of understanding, cut through the confusing jargon, and show you that yes, you absolutely can do this. Reading books on financial literacy at this point is so important because they give you the tools and know-how to set yourself up for a secure financial future. Once you get these basic money principles down, you'll have a solid base to make smart decisions and plan for whatever life throws your way. First up, a classic that's often called the Bible of value investing, and for good reason. The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Even though it first came out way back in 1949, its wisdom is still incredibly on point for anyone looking to build wealth in the stock market. Graham, who's pretty much the father of value investing, really pushes the idea of looking for stocks that are selling for less than they're actually worth. He believed that, in the long run, the market will catch on and correct these prices. One of the absolute must-know concepts from this book is the margin of safety. Basically, it means investing with a good buffer between what you pay for a stock and its real calculated value. This helps protect you from mistakes and those crazy market swings. Graham also introduces us to Mr. Market, this imaginary investor who's always swinging between panic and crazy excitement, teaching you to stay cool and not get swept up in the market's moods. This book is a cornerstone for anyone wanting to get a better grip on investing and make smarter choices. Sure, some examples might feel a bit old-fashioned, but its core ideas, like focusing on value over hype and understanding how investors think, are timeless. It's all about minimizing losses and making sensible decisions, which is perfect when you're just starting out. This book really helps you learn to think for yourself and avoid emotional investing. Next, if you're looking for something a bit more modern, especially if you're younger and want a big-picture approach to your money, check out I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. This isn't just about stocks and bonds, it's a full-on guide to personal finance, made to help you build wealth and live life on your own terms. Sethi's book lays out a 6-week program that covers everything from banking and saving to budgeting and investing. He's all about building healthy money habits and the right mindset. He cuts through the clutter with clear, easy-to-understand advice on things like credit cards, retirement accounts, and setting up automatic systems so your savings can grow without you constantly having to mess with them. Sethi argues that being rich isn't just about stacking cash, it's about having the freedom to live the life you want. He emphasizes that smart money management boils down to simple principles: good budgeting, spending consciously, banking smart, and using buy-and-hold investment strategies. This book is fantastic for busting common money myths and showing you how to put your finances on autopilot. It really encourages you to start investing early and not wait until you feel 100% ready, because taking small, consistent steps and learning as you go is what really counts. Our third foundational pick is The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle. Bogle, the guy who founded the Vanguard Group, basically invented the first index fund for regular folks like us, and was a huge champion for low-cost investing his whole life. This book makes a super strong case for a simple investment strategy: own the whole stock market through low-cost index funds. Bogle clearly explains why most of us should probably steer clear of trying to pick individual winning stocks and instead focus on diversification, keeping fees low, and just buying and holding for the long haul. He really hammers home how investment costs, like management fees, can eat away at your returns over time, so keeping those to a minimum is key. The book shows that trying to beat the market is mostly a losing game, and that indexing can actually give most people better results. It's a guide for the everyday person, offering solid advice on building wealth through long-term strategies, minimizing costs, diversifying, and staying disciplined. Bogle's whole philosophy is rooted in common sense, which is a nice contrast to the often complicated and speculative side of investing. To round out our zero stage, take a look at A Random Walk Down Wall Street by Burton G. Malkiel. First hitting shelves in 1973 and updated many times since, this book brought the random walk theory to the mainstream. This theory suggests that stock price movements are random and pretty much unpredictable, so trying to perfectly time the market or consistently pick winning stocks is incredibly tough, if not impossible, for most of us. Malkiel is a big fan of passive investing through index funds, arguing they come with lower fees, less buying and selling, and often better long-term performance than funds that are actively managed. He explains that markets are generally efficient, meaning all known information gets baked into stock prices very quickly. While some people find his views a bit controversial, the book gives a solid argument for a long-term diversified buy-and-hold strategy. That makes it a valuable read for both beginners and even experienced investors looking for a reliable way to build financial success. Reading these books will give you a rock-solid grasp of why investing is so important, the basic principles of how markets tick, and the most proven ways for beginners to start building wealth. You'll learn about risk, why thinking long-term is crucial, and how to sidestep common mistakes. This is your launching pad. Once you've got the fundamentals down from our zero-stage books, you're ready to start building some real confidence. This intermediate phase is all about taking that foundational knowledge and beginning to apply it with a bit more finesse, understanding different methods, and maybe even starting to look at individual opportunities. The books here will help you bridge that gap from feeling like a newbie to becoming a more self-assured investor. A fantastic book to kick off this stage is One Up on Wall Street by Peter Lynch. Lynch is a legendary mutual fund manager who had incredible success with Fidelity's Magellan Fund. His main message is super empowering. Regular individual investors can often do better than the experts by just using what they already know. He encourages you to invest in what you know. Basically, look for investment ideas in companies and industries you're familiar with from your job or everyday life. Think about it. You might notice a new restaurant chain that's always packed, a local business that's booming, or a product that everyone you know is suddenly using. Lynch says these everyday observations can lead you to great stock picks before Wall Street even notices. The book, first published in 1989, is still incredibly relevant because its core advice on understanding businesses and investing really holds up. Lynch has a knack for breaking down complex investing ideas into an easy-to-read style, making his strategies easy to grasp. He even categorizes stocks into 6 types, like slow growers, stalwarts, fast growers, to help you match your picks with your goals and how much risk you're comfortable with. It's not just about spotting trends, though. Lynch also really stresses the importance of doing your homework on these companies. This book does a great job of demystifying stock picking and promotes a common-sense, observant way to find good investments. Next, to really nail down a straightforward path to long-term wealth, especially with an eye on financial independence, grab The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. This book actually started as a series of letters to his daughter, and it makes investing for financial independence super clear. It's become a go-to for many in the FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early Community. Collins champions a really simple yet powerful strategy. Spend less than you earn, steer clear of debt, and invest the difference in low-cost, broadly diversified index funds. He often mentions a total stock market index fund like VTSAX as his top example. He makes a really persuasive case for why this method is so effective for long-term growth and building wealth. The book is loved for its clarity and no-nonsense style, making tricky financial concepts understandable even for folks who are just moving past the beginner stage. Collins emphasizes understanding and managing risk, asset allocation, and importantly staying the course, especially when the market takes a dive. He actually sees those as buying opportunities. He also introduces the powerful idea of FU money, basically having enough of a financial cushion to make life choices without being totally tied to a paycheck. The updated 2025 edition even touches on new data and things like cryptocurrency while still sticking to its core philosophy. This book is excellent for reinforcing the power of consistent, simple, long-term investing, and for building the mental strength to stick with your plan. For those who want practical, actionable steps for overall financial planning, which includes investing but also goes beyond it, Morningstar's 30-Minute Money Solutions by Christine Benz is a really useful resource. While it's not purely an investing book, it bridges the gap by weaving investment basics into broader financial life planning. Benz, who's a respected director of personal finance at Morningstar, breaks down financial planning into small, manageable tasks you can tackle in short bursts. This approach is perfect if you feel overwhelmed by the thought of a massive financial overhaul. The book covers setting financial goals, saving, basic investment strategies, retirement planning, college savings, and even touches on estate planning. It mixes investment advice with real-world financial challenges, helping you see how investing fits into your bigger financial picture. This practical guide can help you get your financial life organized, making you a more confident and informed investor because you'll understand how your investments are actually helping you reach your larger goals. It helps you put all the pieces together, from budgeting to building a portfolio, so all your financial efforts are working together effectively. By checking out these intermediate books, you'll start to see the bigger picture. You'll learn that there isn't just one right way to invest, and you'll gain the confidence to start crafting a strategy that fits your own knowledge, interests, and financial goals. You're no longer just learning the rules, you're learning how to play the game well. Welcome to the hero stage. You've laid your foundation, you're feeling more confident, and now you're ready to get into more advanced ideas and specific strategies. This is where you really hone your analytical skills, learn to think like a pro, and explore the kind of details that can give you an edge. The books in this section are for those who are serious about mastering the art and science of investing. A natural step up from The Intelligent Investor, and honestly a must-read for any aspiring hero investor, is Security Analysis by Benjamin Graham and David Dodd. First published way back in 1934, this book is the more technical and detailed big brother to Graham's earlier work. It's considered a foundational text in value investing. Even Warren Buffett has called it an investment Bible. The book introduces the crucial concept of figuring out a company's intrinsic value by doing some serious financial digging, looking deep into financial statements, the quality of management, and what's happening in their industry. The main idea here is to invest in securities when they're selling for a lot less than this calculated intrinsic value, giving you that all-important margin of safety. Now, some examples are from a different era, but the principles of careful research, understanding risk, and disciplined investing are absolutely timeless. Reading Security Analysis helps you develop a much deeper understanding of how to evaluate businesses, check their financial health, and make investment decisions based on facts and thorough analysis rather than just guessing. There are different editions out there, and while the latest 7th edition has commentary from modern investors, some purists prefer earlier editions like the 2nd from 1940 or the 3rd from 1951 for the undiluted Graham and Dodd wisdom. Whichever edition you pick up, its focus on fundamental analysis and risk management is still incredibly relevant for serious investors. Next, for a masterclass in understanding risk and how the market thinks, turn to The Most Important Thing by Howard Marks. Marks, the co-founder of Oaktree Capital Management, is famous for his insightful client memos, and this book really boils down his investment philosophy. He argues that the key to successful investing isn't always about picking winners, but more about avoiding losers by really understanding and managing risk effectively. Marx emphasizes what he calls second-level thinking. This means going beyond the obvious first-glance observations to get a deeper, more nuanced understanding of investment opportunities and risks that other people might miss. For instance, first-level thinking says, "This is a good company, let's buy the stock." Second-level thinking says, "This is a good company, but everyone thinks it's a great company, so the stock is probably overrated and too expensive. Let's sell." He gets into the cyclical nature of markets, the importance of investor psychology, and why you sometimes need to think like a contrarian. Marx stresses that risk means more things can happen than will happen, urging investors to be ready for different outcomes. This book is less about specific formulas and more about developing a sophisticated way of thinking to make investment decisions, especially when things are uncertain. It's about cultivating humility, skepticism, and always keeping yourself learning. If you're someone who likes a more quantitative, data-driven approach to investing, then What Works on Wall Street by James O'Shaughnessy is an essential read. This book takes a really rigorous look at historical market data to find out which investment strategies have actually performed the best over time. O'Shaughnessy meticulously backtests all sorts of factors and combinations of factors, like price-to-earnings ratios, price-to-sales ratios, dividend yields, and momentum, to show you what has empirically led to beating the market. It's a deep dive into quantitative stock selection, moving beyond just stories and anecdotes to strategies backed by hard data. This book is especially valuable for investors who want to build a systematic way of investing, relying on evidence rather than just gut feelings. It gives you a framework for understanding which financial metrics are most strongly linked to stock success and how to build portfolios based on these proven factors. For the analytical investor, this book is a goldmine of insights that can help you refine your stock-picking criteria and build a more disciplined investment process. For those specifically interested in mastering the art of spotting growth companies before they become big names, The Sleuth Investor, Uncover the Best Stocks Before They Make Their Move by Avner Mandelman, offers a pretty unique perspective. This book champions an investigative, scuttlebutt approach to investing, similar to what Philip Fisher advocated, but Mandelman provides a more detailed, step-by-step method. He teaches you how to go beyond the easily available financial reports and news articles, encouraging you to dig deeper. Think talking to customers, suppliers, former employees, and even competitors to get a true feel for a company's prospects and any potential red flags. The idea is to uncover little-known company facts and develop an information edge. While some of his methods might get close to ethical lines and he does advise caution, the core principle of thorough, on-the-ground due diligence is invaluable for anyone looking to make high-conviction investments, especially in smaller, less-covered companies. This book is all about developing an investigative mindset to find those hidden gems. By digging into these advanced texts, you're moving beyond simply playing in the market to truly understanding how it works and developing sophisticated strategies. You're learning to analyze, to think critically, and to approach investing with the discipline and insight of a seasoned pro. This is how you truly become an investing hero. So, we've journeyed from zero to hero with books designed for different skill levels, but some wisdom is so profound and universally useful that it really fits every stage. These books offer insights that are valuable whether you're just starting out or you've been investing for decades. They really reinforce the core ideas of smart financial thinking. One such book which we touched on for beginners but whose depth really rewards rereading at every stage, is The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Its relevance hasn't faded a bit since it first came out in 1949. As Warren Buffett himself said, He read it in 1950 and still thinks it's by far the best book on investing ever written. At the zero stage, you get the basics of value investing and Mr. Market. As an intermediate investor, you start to truly appreciate the nuances of the margin of safety and maybe even begin applying Graham's analytical techniques. But as an advanced hero stage investor, you see the profound psychological and philosophical ideas behind his work. You understand that intelligent investing is just as much about emotional discipline and a solid intellectual framework as it is about crunching numbers. Graham's distinction between investment and speculation becomes crystal clear. An investment operation is one that, after thorough analysis, promises your principal is safe and you'll get an adequate return. Anything else is speculation. This principle is like a guiding star in any market condition. The book teaches you to think for yourself, resist emotional decision-making, and focus on long-term value instead of short-term price swings lessons that are truly timeless. Revisiting Graham is like chatting with a wise mentor whose advice only gets richer with your own experience. Another book packed with timeless wisdom, especially on the power of long-term thinking and a positive mindset, is The Joys of Compounding by Gautam Bade. While it might seem like an advanced book, its core message about the magic of compounding, patience, and discipline really speaks to investors at all levels. Bade explores how the principle of compounding doesn't just apply to money but also to knowledge, habits, and relationships, offering a more holistic view of creating wealth. The book pulls wisdom from many great investors and thinkers, weaving together lessons on business analysis, valuation, psychology, and philosophy. It really emphasizes the importance of lifelong learning, being intellectually honest, and building strong character as the bedrock for successful long-term investing. For the beginner, it instills that crucial habit of patience. For the intermediate investor, it reinforces why staying the course is so important. And for the advanced investor, it provides a deeper appreciation for the qualitative factors and mental models that lead to lasting success. It's a reminder that true wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint, and that one of the most powerful forces in the universe is compound interest, or in this case, compounded wisdom. These books act like anchors, grounding your investment philosophy in principles that last. They remind you that while strategies and markets might change, the fundamentals of sound investing, discipline, patience, continuous learning, and a focus on long-term value, always stay the same. Taking their wisdom to heart will undoubtedly make you a more well-rounded and ultimately more successful investor, no matter where you are on your journey. Woo, we've covered a lot of ground from laying those first bricks of your financial knowledge to exploring the advanced strategies of investing heroes. The journey from zero to investing hero is really paved with the wisdom found in these books. Each one offers a unique angle, a new tool, or a guiding principle that can seriously change your financial future. The transformative power of knowledge is real, and it's right there for you. But just reading is only the first step, right? The real change happens when you start putting what you learn into action. So, here's my challenge to you. Which book are you going to pick up first? What's the one insight from today that really stuck with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear which book you're excited to dive into, or if you have other favorites that have shaped your own investing journey. And if you found this guide valuable, and you're ready to keep leveling up your financial game, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got a lot more financial wisdom coming your way. Don't forget to check out the description for links to the books mentioned and other helpful resources. Remember, becoming an investing hero isn't about having a crystal ball or taking crazy risks. It's about building a solid foundation of knowledge, developing a sound strategy that works for you, staying disciplined, and committing to always learning. The path has been pretty well laid out by those who came before us, by giants like Benjamin Graham, John Bogle, Peter Lynch, and Howard Marks. Their experiences, their wins, and even their mistakes are all distilled into these incredible guides. By starting with those foundational texts, moving on to intermediate strategies, and then exploring advanced concepts, you can systematically build your expertise and your confidence. The journey might seem long, but every chapter you read, every concept you understand, moves you closer to your financial goals. The power to change your financial future is in your hands, and it really does begin with turning a page. So, start today, stay curious, stay disciplined, and watch as you transform from an investing zero into the investing hero of your own financial story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.